Hello everyone! Welcome back to Minecraft Create Mod. In my previous video I made a bunch of stuff. I made an iron farm, an andesite farm, and also a little auto crafting grid to make better tools like the extendo grip. Unfortunately, in my great wisdom, I broke it. I forgot about the air tank. But anyways, my goal for today's episode is to start my own city. I want to have at least one building by the end of today, and it'll probably be a steam power plant. This is going to be the first building of many, and I want to connect almost all of them with trains, just have a huge network. Everything. But before I can do any of that, we need to build the building itself. So, let's get to it. First step of the plan. I needed to find a build spot, and look at this biome, it's pretty much perfect. Few trees, pretty flat. I think this could be a perfect build area. One day in the future, this is going to be a busy city. Tons of trains going everywhere, factories, billowing smoke. All the sorts, maybe even boats in the water. But my dream city has a problem. There's no power. I need to build a steam power plant first. So, remember that boiler I made in my old base? Imagine that, but bigger. I even plan on making the lava delivered by train. So instead of it just being a bucket going through a portal, it'll be a much more reliable train. Hell, I could even make Larry the operator of it. Remember him? To make this steam plant, I'm going to need one big flat area to build on, and right now, this is kind of hilly. Mining this by hand would take way too long, like ridiculously. So, I'm gonna do something cool. I'm gonna make a minecart contraption. This will let me put drills on the front and flatten the terrain in minutes. You know, the bigger I make this minecart contraption, the easier it is to obliterate the terrain. I really need to be careful with that, but I don't really care right now. I just want to flatten the area. I need my steam power plant. The one risk about using these minecart contraptions is that if it goes over a hole, it'll just fall down and start digging blocks you don't want it to dig. So I need to make sure it doesn't do that. And I think the only other problem there is just not enough storage on the thing, because every block it mines goes onto an inventory that is on the contraption itself, so no chest, blocks go on the ground. Now, if I just put down the rail and push it... Oh yeah, it's working. Stonks, baby! Yeah! I don't think there's a single faster way to clear out this dirt. This is awesome. Oh crap, hold on. Creeper, and like I was saying, there's no better way to do this. That never happened, not at all. Look how perfect this is. I think this is 7 wide. This is gonna be the fastest way I've ever cleared out anything. I'm scared to ride on this thing. I don't want another creeper to blow it up. It takes a while to remake it. At least it's safe to say I'll never run out of dirt. Look at this. I can build like a whole island if I needed to. Alright, and after a while of clearing out the land, I finally have a flat enough area to build in. Now I need to figure out how I want to do this steam power plant. I'm thinking of some kind of warehouse type of look, like it's just a building with a round roof. But I'll figure that out once I build the inside. I need to put down the boiler first so I can see how big the building actually needs to be. Also, once I'm done with the building, I'll go and fix a little bit of the terrain around it. I don't know the theme I exactly want yet, but I know that I want at least an industrial type of building style. I moved it a little closer to the wall. I wanted the building a little bit less away from the lighthouse over there, just a little. And don't worry about that flat wall there, I do smooth it down later. Now, originally I planned on this factory using blaze cakes to power the boiler, but I don't really have enough stuff over here to do that yet, so maybe a few episodes later on, I'll renovate this boiler to be a lot stronger. But for now, we'll make do with the lava power. I've been having this idea for this building, that I could have a train come through and then deposit the lava. So I think on the right of these tanks that I got here, I could have a train track and it just pours all the lava into that. And back in my old base, I made a quick little setup to automatically make train tracks. I just feed it stone slabs and give it iron nuggets and it should do the rest. Now it's time to build the train track. It's going to be kind of hard putting it next to the boilers. I'm not sure how big the train is going to be, so that's going to be a problem when it comes up. Check this out. I got 2 backpack upgrades. Now if I sort in the top right, boom! That saved me so much space. Holy crap. Okay, with the boiler down, I need to build walls around it. And I think I'm going to do that with brick. So I found this biome with really tall mountains, and the top of it is entirely clay. So I'm gonna mine these out for a little while, and then go cook it up at my base using the lava fan and build with bricks. This fan is way too OP. I can cook any amount of stacks I want to at one time. It's not that fast, I cut it, but yeah. Now I just gotta turn it into bricks. Boom, boom, bam. And I gotta cook the rest.
Hamburger.
Now I have all the bricks I need. Now I'm going to use this mod called Chipped, which you put down a mason table, and you can pick the blocks that you want to do. So I could turn bricks into cracked bricks, angry bricks, make it look like a pillar, really anything. And it adds so much more detail to like individual blocks. So at least for the walls in my building, it's going to be a lot better than just a plain brick wall. I'd like to take this moment to thank anyone who's watching. I'm on the road to 500 subscribers, so if you at one point want to subscribe or leave a like, it'd be a huge help. Also make sure to check out my friend SpringFoxy99, she's a huge help too. Alright, now for the next part of this building, windows. I settled on these industrial window panes. They look really good, so I'm going to make like a little archway window out of each one. I'm going to have this pattern go around the entire building, that way I have windows on all sides. I really love these chip blocks, they're so good. Alright, I'm going to free cam. Look at this wall. I think that looks pretty good. Man, I'm gonna do this all the way around now. Now that I finished the walls, I need to add a bit of depth to them. So I'm gonna use cobble deep slate walls and surround the entire thing, so that way it has just a bit of depth. Walls are up, windows are in, now it's time to make this thing not just a giant box. I need to add a roof onto this thing, as well as some chimney stacks right after. I'm thinking I could do a simple curved roof, you know, just like think about like the top of a warehouse. The roof is missing something, but I can't tell what it is. I think I need slabs. That's what, yeah, I ain't got slabs in here. It's not curved enough. Now this is looking smoother, much better. I should have used slabs from the start. Want to know the hard part about building a curved roof? You have to do the exact same thing on the other side, which isn't really hard, but it's hard to match it if you don't have good memory. I finally finished it. The roof is perfect now. I love this. Now I just gotta add some smokestacks on the side and also fix a little bit of the walls here and there. Oh crap, that also reminds me I need to add lights on the inside too. Alright, I made this cool block called a metal girder. It's part of the crate mod itself, and if you put it down, it looks just like an I-beam. So to support the roof, I guess, I'm going to put I-beams across every of the window gaps. And here's the idea I had for the lights. I'm using iron rails on the I-beams as like little hooks that hold the lights. And these industrial lights you can flick on and off like a lever. So if I ever need to, I can turn them off. We need to do a little bit of landscaping before I keep on building. The flat wall that's next to my steam plant is too ugly. I don't like it. So I'm going to go ahead and dig it out and make it smoother. And of course, I'm going to use my preferred method of digging, the minecart contraption. Da-da-da! I'm going to use this contraption to dig the wall back a bit further so that whenever I make the slope, it's not too steep. That way, it's a nice smooth transition from bottom to top. Actually, you know what? While I have this wall back, I'm going to go ahead and start designing the chimneys. I just need to put down a little bit of dirt so that way, since the stone you see on the ground is not actually the ground level that I want. Okay, simple smokestacks. Big at the bottom, and it gets smaller as it goes to the top. I'm using granite bricks. This is also part of the chip mod, where I can take granite and turn them into bricks. So I recommend the chip mod if you want some more details. You know, I'm wondering what I should build next. I'm thinking I should automate the entirety of the andesite age after this. That way I have any block I need to at any moment. I don't know if you could do copper and brass though. But as always, let me know what y'all think I should build. I read the comments, and anything y'all put down there I'll take into consideration. And with that, we have a simple chimney. Now we just need to add smoke coming out of it, and possibly a second one. I'm thinking I need to add a couple little ones on top of the roof, and then another big one next to this. I went and made wall versions of the blocks I used, so this should make it, yep, a little bit rounder at the top. That looks way better. I'm also going to use campfires to make smoke come out of these, because what's a steam plant without steam, you know? Looking good. I just need to get rid of that pillar. But yeah, looking good. Time to make an exact duplicate. I'm going to put it right next to each other, right here. bop. Boop, bop, bing, bam. And we are done. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, now that's a lot better. I feel like 1 cooling tower was kind of weird, but 2 is perfect. Okay, now I need to handle the wall. I think I need to dig it out a bit more, and then I can smooth it out. I'll do this one by hand though, since I don't want just an empty square. I need it to be kind of a slope. Like I said earlier, I'm still not sure what I want for the theme of the terrain around here, but I do know that I need to flatten this out at least a little bit. I don't want like a flat world city. I want some variation in height, but I just don't know what the theme should be. Quick little side mission, I'm going to build a new tool that I haven't made yet. The Wand of Symmetry! It lets you build in symmetrical ways. So either like half mirror, you could do quads, and I think one more above that. But either way, this will make it so I can build way faster. This will also help me build buildings in the future. Like how I was building the roof. I had to copy it from one side to the other. That took way longer than it should have, so this would have saved me half the amount of time. I finally got a lot of the grass down from here to the steam plant, although my slope is still too uniform. I need to give it a bit of more natural curve, like in and out, heights, all that. Alright, I finished the terrain around the building. It isn't like much, but I am going to add a bit of details around this building. It's a little plain on the walls on the outside. My first little idea for a decoration is maybe like a little gas tank over here. If I put pipes going from the ground and use something called andesite train hole, which I'll use for trains later, but for now, that looks like a little gas tank. I wish I could make like a perfect 90 on the edge, but I don't think I can do that. Yeah, no. I'll just give it some metal brackets here to make it look like it's somewhat supported, you know, instead of just floating there. And I'm gonna do another one in the front here. I want a nice bit of decoration around here. Oh, I need to put a fence around this. You know, I completely forgot about this, but buildings are made on foundations, so you wouldn't put it on grass, so I surrounded the entire building with stone, dirt, and gravel, and a bit of coarse dirt to kind of mix it back into the grass. I think it looks somewhat okay. I don't like how harsh the transition is to grass, but still, I'll learn the theme once I get to it. Also, 2 quick little renovations. I added 2 chimneys on the top of the building. This could be from something like a stove going on the inside of the building. Who knows? I figured we should at least give this building a name, so I figured Burn to Turn Co. Get it? Lava Turn Shaft? Next detail for this place, I'm going to put a fenced in area around the edge of the factory, and I'm going to move all the lava containers into that little fenced in area. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do to fill in the space of where I'm moving them from, but at least I'll have the lava tanks outside so they can be visible. Okay, back to the main point of this video. These boilers. I need 2 things to get them working. Water and lava. Water to go into the steam engine to be turned to steam, and lava to make it steam. You know the drill. Goal number 1 was easy to do, as I only had to put pumps right above the steam engines and then put water on top of them, and you can chain them together because they're all just basically cogs. And now for goal number 2, lava. My plan for the lava was that I could run pipes into each blaze burner from directly below, and I'll have underground pipes to lead from the tanks outside. Now, I need to make sure all this works, so I'm going to do like a little Kickstarter for my thing. I'm going to fill up this container with maybe 10,000 millibuckets of lava, and I'm going to just like hand crank it until it starts going, just to make sure everything is working correctly. After hand cranking both the lava and the water into the first boiler, boom, we have rotation. Not much stress units yet because, well, none of them are running except for one, and at very slow operation speed. But the engine works! Ta-da! We have a steam power plant. Now, I could really do anything with this power plant that I need to. First things first, I need to make sure it's actually running operationally. So after this video, in the next one, I'll make a fully automated train to deliver lava here and anywhere else that needs lava. And then after that, I can probably make an andesite factory to make all the andesite age. The possibilities are endless, really. And with that, we're at the end of the video. I want to thank anyone who's gotten to this point. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you want to. I'm happy to have y'all here. Anyways, see you on the next one. Bye.